All right, well, here we are, and leading 2-1 is the Guelph Storm, and not a period I expected to see, especially, Lee, since, we're out shooting them, 25-14, but at the end of the day, it's not how many shots on goal. I guess it's the ones that go in that goal.
I guess, yeah, because I think they only got, 5 shots off that entire period, but
That's right.
one of them found
we had
the back
17,
of the net. So.
Right? Whoops, I killed us there for a minute. Hold on. There we go. We're back. Yeah, and not, like I say, not for lack of trying there. It's just, there's just going in. I don't know. Is it?
Guelph's doing good. They're breaking up the plays. They're getting in between the passes. We're moving it around well. It's just they've got an answer for everything we're doing.
Well, it seems to be.
I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier about how we kind of stick with that same game plan. Maybe Guelph is onto it a little bit too much, and they know what to expect it, and they're finding it much easier to anticipate where we're going to move with it from any given play. So that's why they're finding it so easy to break up the passes. Put themselves in the right positions to play good defense against any kind of move that we make towards the net. Something's got to change for the Sarnia Sting, I think.
They've done a good job getting in our way, and I do think that this second period we played the same game that we did in the first period. So, again, back to that predictability sort. How do we mix this up out there? I mean, like you said before, however, what we've been doing has been working. Mm-hmm. So I guess you got to really come up with a time to decide, when do we change that? But looking at what I'm seeing right now, I think something's got to change out there. I'm just not sure. The passing was, I thought, kind of on point. Better. I thought the passing was more on point than the first period.
It was, yeah, but they're still finding a way to get in between them. They know where it's going before we do sometimes, almost, I think.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what we've been talking about, with playoff hockey being just a different animal.
Yeah.
When you play the same team night after night, they kind of are able to pick up on those cues and learn your game. And if you don't make little tweaks here and there to kind of change it up and keep them on their toes, this is kind of what we end up seeing is a team that has an answer for everything that we do.
Right. Well, and notably, Max Nemesnikov getting that next goal there that put him ahead by one there, 2-1. And we've said it before. We've really seen him show up for Guelph Storm. We got rid of him, and but I think honestly, he's I think he's having more fun with the Guelph Storm than he did with the Sarnia Sting.
I think so too. He's definitely playing a different game. It's a game that's more geared towards his skills, and he's kind of come into his own as a hockey player in this last half of the season since he's been with Guelph. He meshes better with that team. They're giving him more opportunity, I think, to shine than maybe he was given here.
Yeah.
And it's just great when something like that happens, where a trade like that kind of works out so well for both sides. I mean, that's what you're always looking for, but there's usually always someone who makes out much better. But in that case, I don't know, because Max Metskov has been doing such a phenomenal job. I mean, that's third goal of the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly right. So, way to go, Max. I mean, in all fairness, right?
Yeah.
Let's take a look around the OHL. North Bay is beating Mississauga 4-0 at the end of the second period.
Oh, wow.
And, of course, 2-1 here. And the Flint Firebirds taking over Saginaw right now, 2-1. So there's a lot of interesting things happening around the OHL right now that, well, again, we got to mention that sweep against Windsor with Kitchener again. And what do you think of it? We always say, playoff hockey is so much different than regular season. What is different about it?
Just more on the line.
Yeah.
Every game matters so much more than, say, your regular season game. We pay, I don't know, how many games do they have in the regular season? Probably about 60 or 70 or something like
70,
that.
Yeah, I think.
70. One game throughout the course of the regular season isn't a huge difference maker in the, when it comes to the bigger picture. When you're in playoff hockey, every single game is just, so important. Yeah. Every win is so important. Every loss is so much more devastating than a regular season loss, because any single loss, especially right now for Guelph Storm, any single loss, that means that's the end of their season. They won't be playing hockey again until October.
Yeah, it really kind of turns the volume up a little bit more on the emotions out there are much, much higher than it's that whole leading up to the climax of like a movie, it goes and goes, and here we go. And then finally there's the big ending, right? And both of these teams are looking for that big ending. But like you said, the Guelph Storm, no, if they're done tonight, they're done. And that's really all on them. And I think sometimes when you're hungry and starving, that brings us out, if you can't pay your rent on time sort of thing, it really makes you work a little harder to figure it out.
And you see it all the time in any sport that has these best of 7 series.
Yeah.
When you're down 3-0, you've got nothing to lose, so you go for it.
That's right.
And it's in a way it's different, but it's the same. When you're down nearing the end of the third period, you pull your goalie. You're trying to pull off something there because you've got nothing to lose. So you're just doing everything you can to try and make it happen. And that just seems like that's what Guelph's been doing here with down 3-0 in the series. They're trying to, like I said, right, nothing to lose. And
everything to gain.
What they're doing is working for them so far.
Yeah, and I thought, I said last time, I'd like to see the period a little faster. I think there was a little more speed out there than last time. Did you see that?
Yeah, they definitely picked it up a little bit, and I think that's part of their game plan. We see that from this thing. We've talked about how their second period is always their best period, but I think it's part of that is we see them pick up the pace usually in the second period, move things around a little bit quicker, try to just be a little bit more aggressive. But, I mean, it's not like it was, a month ago or 2 months ago where they gave it everything in the second period. They're holding on to something for this third period. And we saw Guelph going hard that whole entire second period. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm expecting to see out there. We're going to see Guelph maybe a little bit tired, and we're going to see Sarnia coming back out with quite a bit left in the tank.
Well, I always like to say, put that vertical pedal on the right down to the floor. And I think you're right. I think something's going to give out here. The Sarnia Sting know they've been able to, because of the shots on goal, they know they've been getting down into the Guelph zone. So now it's just a matter of finding that little meshy thing, as Jay would say, and hitting that back of that net. And we've had some pretty close calls. Again, a few more missed opportunities there, I think, around the net where, their goalie was kind of wide open to the far side, and we just weren't there yet again.
But even in those moments, right, like he's finding a way to slide across, I think that is going to be our biggest problem. I'm sitting down here watching that second period with the Guelph goalie Lever right in front of me. He's a problem. And I think that's the problem that the Sarnia Sting have to that's the puzzle they have to solve, is how do we get it past their goalie, because he's doing an immensely wonderful job out there. He's right up there on par with Ben Gaudreau for the goalie skills tonight, I think. It's
definitely been an exciting series here at Game 5 at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. Basically, post-game will depend on what happens tonight. When when we win, I think it's the OHL that'll be looking after it. If we happen to go the other way, then something will be happening regardless. So you're just going to have to check out the Sarnia Sting Facebook page. Don't forget the Sarnia Sting are not only on Facebook and Twitter, they're on YouTube, Twitch, and really everywhere. So be looking for them there. And please take a moment and share this broadcast around so that others can enjoy our thoughts, our professional what-to-do thoughts here. Look at that, $14,830. I don't have my ticket.
Scan the QR code, buy it online now.
I got to do that. You can go online to sarniasting.com to get those tickets as well. Wow. I don't
think I've ever seen it that high. Even
never.
Throughout this, it's been above 10,000 every home game since this playoff started, but it's never gotten up above 14, I don't think.
I got to go get a ticket.
It's insane.
All right. I don't know what else more we can say except go Sting go. We want to see this happen for the Sarnia Sting. I truly believe, and I don't just say that because I'm obviously partial to the Sting, but I really believe that this team has what it takes to go all the way to the cup.
Oh, without a doubt. They've been unstoppable ever since about January. I think the only reason we were in third place is because our first couple of months weren't the best. So that's why we ended up in the standings where we were. If everything hit reset button January 1st, Sarnia Sting would be in first place
100%
at the end of the regular season.
All right, well, let's see what happens. We're about 5 minutes away before the Sarnia Sting come out for the final 20 minutes of this exciting and very intense hockey game. I really think something, I don't know, but I got a feeling. That's all I know. I'm predicting a win.
I agree. I think we're going to see something special here in this third period.
All right, well, once again, live from the concourse with the Sarnia Sting, I'm David Burrows. My friend Lee Bazeley joining me here, and hopefully we'll have some positive things to share at the end of this game. One more time, 1, 2, 3, go Sting, go!